There's never a time that you can't catch them using forward-facing sonar or sonar in general.
Fish that are bigger take longer to get in on light lines.
Slurp. That's a big one. Oof. Might be bigger than I thought he was.
What is up, MFers? Freaking jacked. The next 2 days, me and Coleslaw are going to be spending some time at a lake I haven't been to in like 5 or 6 years. The last time we were actually here, something really terrible happened. Let me run that back for you right now. Okay, so the video didn't really do that justice, but at the time, that was the biggest bass me or Zark had ever seen. It was like an 11 or 12 pounder, completely cleared the water. Zark lost the fish and had one of the most epic freakouts I think any of us have ever seen. Today, we're coming back. The next 2 days, we're fishing out here to get some revenge for the Zark. Our goal is to catch that individual fish that he lost. It's probably like, what, 27, 28 pounds by now. Some bitch's gotta be huge. It's kind of a joke, but I haven't been to this lake in a long time. Heard there's giant ones, and so we brought the camper, loaded her all up, and it's gonna be a fun day, I think. Kind of talk you through what we're doing. Water is 49 degrees this morning. We're gonna hopefully get out, look for some big fish, chasing shad and stuff like that. And we know there's giants in here. Let's catch one.
Here is the 2.7. This color is Pro Shad, although I don't think color is crazy important. I gotta show you this, guys, the way that this head swims in the water. You might notice it is a very small head, and the fish are being really tough in these situations. It's not rocket science, but I've found one big thing to help you get more of them to commit. I mean, it can go from like 0 fish biting to catching a really solid limit is to go from like a 5/16, 1/4, 3/16 ounce head and downsize as much as you possibly can. That's when it becomes important to throw the right rod and reel and line. But that's it. That's all I got. I do a little dab of super glue, and this head design is kind of like a hybrid between your traditional, like our regular Divine head, which is a lot thicker gauge hook, which is too much hook for this little tiny 2.7, and a ball head. If you can see, it's kind of rounded off on the bottom, so it keels it, stays super straight, and has that super strong head quiver that is one of the biggest factors in getting fish to commit on any type of bait that's not a glide, a straight soft plastic swimming bait. So I'll just keep sharing even more things that I shouldn't be sharing to competitors. What do we got here? It ain't big. It ain't big. It's a bass, dude. That's not what Ozzy would call big bass. But it is the right species. I thought it might have been a damn crappie out here. Got my new little prototype. This is what I'm starting with. I'm gonna be throwing a lot. I know it's not too sexy, but it's kind of cool because it's something that you don't need to go buy a new swim bait rod or some crazy technique you think you can only catch them on in Texas. It's a damn Divine jig head, 2.7 inch size. And that was a little one, but the big ones eat that too. I'll show you. That's a better one. Not giant, but it's better. There's one about twice the size swimming under it. He's growing. He's shrinking. Oh, God. I'm not kidding you when I said there was one substantially bigger underneath it. It's always good when you just show up to a new place and you're like, I guess I'll try what I usually use. Come on, buddy. It's kind of a big fish, isn't it? I guess I'll take this opportunity, which we're gonna have many to talk about, that I am using 7.4 rod, which is sold out, my Milliken rod. It's the best rod anyone can get at this price point to do what I'm doing right now, which is throw a little tiny bait. Whips it far, fights fish well, absorbs the little grab bites, which they like to do. You're not going to get the rod tore out of your hand on the bite or anything. You need to feel that, but it absorbs it really nice. Smooth drag on the Stratic, 8-pound braid to 8-pound fluorocarbon leader.
This is a new jig head that it's finalized. We just haven't got it on the market quite yet, but it's from 6 cents. Got a good barb on it. It's got a really good hook on it, so I don't have to worry about fish like this one. Hopefully straightening it out. We're gonna get some bigger ones too, but look at that guy. Big old healthy fish. Big green guy. That's a beautiful sight right there. Got the 2.7 down his throat. Got a couple of those guys still available for purchase. I'm gonna take a picture of this sumbitch so I can be like a fisherman, you know? I mean, look how that fish is built. Let's get the one that was 6 inches longer below it to come back and bite. Let's see how much he weighs quick. That one, yep, that's cool. Pound and a half on this one, Cole?
Meh.
Pound,
7 pounder.
Pound and an eighth? Nah, you're way off. 6.5 pounder. Sweet. Got basketballs in their bellies. That wasn't a very graceful landing, but I'll take it, especially on baby bait. And I don't think they're bass even. Oh, they're bass. It's actually pretty big. Come on. Come on. Be done. Be done. 4 pounder. This one looks like he got eaten by the one I just casted to. He's got tail deformation. Dude, I think that one that chased my glide a second ago was Zark's fish. I'm pretty sure. It was at least 25. I think Zark's is probably 27 by now. I'm getting him. I'm getting him. Oh, God. 2 big ones. Not that big, but good size. Jump, send it. Thick boys. So I caught the lake record the other day and got people posting all the time freaking private lake. I had a guy make a post about my post saying I caught the lake record, saying that it was at a private lake. But that's all right. I mean, you do anything, you're successful, you're gonna have people hating on you. It's part of the freaking thing, but it's hilarious. I mean, I just telling other people, like, I don't even fish my own damn private lakes unless it's with Osborne. And it's freaking hilarious to me that people actually think that, but you can think whatever you want to about me. We just talked to old Mr. Lee Livesey that's fished this place before, and he said that he was out here this weekend and there was like 50 boats here a couple days ago. And it's way muddier than it was when he was here because it rained 1.5 feet last night. So, yeah, just out another private lake. Here we go. That's a big one. Tighten up, you. Come on, pole. There, I should have a hook in him now. Nah, he's not that big. I thought he was a giant one. He thinks he's pretty big. Been casting at fish like crazy, not getting very positive feedback. A couple of them following, and then I throw to this guy, and he freaking flew right up to it, followed it for a second, went and got it. Let's see, 33 minutes since I caught one. Oof, might be bigger than I thought he was, or at least he's pissed. He's down in the damn timber. Get out of there. There we go. Can't tell how big he is. There he is. I've seen some absolute mammoths out on this lake so far. There's a ton this size, but one that tried to come up and follow the glide, it was real active, was easily, I don't know how big, 11 plus, maybe 13 or 14. Once they get that big, it gets tough. This guy's longer, so he's looks bigger on the scope, of course. He's not built like my first one was. He also doesn't like jumping. Sweet. Longer fish. Still that 6 pound range, but longer.
Just freaking pressure hooked him. About time for a new swim bait. I caught like 8 on that the other day. Now what, 4 today or so? Sweet, good one. Get a new one tied up. Pretty rude. Come on, bud. Hove jug. Juggle hoved him. Little fatty. Fat dong. Can't beat a fat dong, Cole. What? I want a long one to be built like this. Tall and all the thickness with just two C's, 2 thicknesses. Oh, he doesn't even got a belly. He just got a humpback. I'm not very excited about that one. Hover juggle. I feel like I need to do another whole tip video on this because now that it's gotten far enough away from late summer and fall when I was really talking about how to rig this and fish it, I got 700 people post and video talking, what jig head is that you're using? What is the jig head? It's not a jig head, it's a freaking nail weight, damn it. So here's my old hover juggle I was throwing. I don't know if I'm supposed to show you this, but we're coming out with a whole series of these heads, which are a line through head. So there's line there and line there. So you can run a treble hook and a swim bait. And I was talking to Corey Johnson about that. We brought some up there to film with him in the concept, and it was just a terrible bite when I fished with Corey. But we didn't really get to the point where we could use them. But he's like, yeah, I've seen ideas like that from custom bait makers. The only problem is every time I've tried it, the bait doesn't keel, it rolls over. Well, this one, I was swimming it yesterday filming for the 6 Sense channel. It does. And so now check out what we get to do here. We're going to do a more realistic hover juggle, and it probably will work as well or better, where we're not going to use the line through on it, right? But the weight of it is going to be that realistic head, but it's screwed in, so I don't even got to super glue it, and I don't have to have a piece of lead hanging out the front. And boom, look at this. We got a new, more realistic hover juggle. How cool is that? It might be out by the time we're putting this video out, but if not, it's going to be very soon. They're like about ready to go, I think. Here we go. The realistic hover juggler. Hover and juggle. Got to do them both. Good fish. 1 for 1. I'm only going to be able to cast this at fish that look really stupid from now on, so I can be like, it works 100% of the time. Ugh. Got them. Did you hear that, Cole? Do your knees do that? I wouldn't call it a pop. Look at that. On the realistic Hove jug, he's even blind in one eye, so he probably doesn't count, but I gotta take a picture of that. First cast. Here, listen to this. It's good. You should hear Becky's. 10 times as bad. All right, we gotta find a dumb one here because it's gotta stay 100%. I'm not just gonna cast at the big ones. I wanna try to find a little one for the rest of the video today. Get away from me. I said I'm only gonna try to catch little ones and get closer. Here, watch this one eat it on camera, Cole. Does he see it? No, he doesn't, because they don't feel like looking around today very much. How about now? Do you want to bite it now? Answer is yes. He bit on my lure. Come here, bud. You ain't Zark's girl unless she freaking decided to shrink. Get out there. Now get in here. Freaking 4-pounders, Cole. Can't even freaking catch a big one. He's been caught 116 times. Look at him. Here, that's yours. Cole, release him. I don't want to get in trouble for releasing him the wrong way, getting slime coat off or whatever. I think it's in his mouth. It was. See how fast he came up to it? That was crazy. He's not very big, or I would have been a little more mad about it. He still never felt a fucking hook. Deer it again. He wants to deer it again. Here it comes. Better than I thought he was. You could see him pretty good when he jumped right there. Now I know how big he is. Freaking whole buzzard's coming in hot. Actually, we were a little bit nervous when we launched here because Lee said, he's like, yeah, water's freaking clean. You're going to tear him up. I was like, deal, I'm going to tear him up. And then we launched the boat, and there's 1.5 inches of visibility at the boat ramp. We're like, Lee, you're a lying sack of shit. But it turns out we just got a mud line situation because it rained 3 feet. And you can see it like 100 yards that way. So we're hoping, since we're planning on staying here a couple days, chasing Zark's old lady, his Respucia #1, OG Spuche they call her, that we don't wake up tomorrow morning, which is supposed to be substantially colder and windy, that it's not freaking also muddy as balls. But who knows? She just freaking shrunk, Cole. This one actually bit once and rushed it all, and she still wasn't even hooked. I'm gonna try to get him. He's moving, so I don't know if I'm gonna get him. Very small strike zone on these fish today. He feels that though. Slurp. I said it as he slurped it in. That was cool. I can get a great hook at him. It might be better fish. I can't tell. I don't think he is, but another 5-pounder probably.
6.5.
6.
Tell by the way he was on the scope.
He was bigger than a lot that we're seeing on scope. That's for sure. I'm gonna say 17.
You can't wait until you see him. What's your guess?
6.
Oh, dude. Cheater.
Honestly, that's probably what I would have guessed, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and just say that. Oh, I would have said he was a 12, Cole. Ow! Look at his dumb mouth. This leg definitely gets beat to shit. Their mouths are looking like that. That's how you know, Cole. Again, look at his mouth down here. Gross.
He's not 6.
No, he's not. He's like 5'4", probably. Sweet. What's up, Dylan? Yeah, we haven't seen hardly any shad. So
Cold slow.
How's it going, man?
Man, I've been watching shit for so long, man.
that's amazing.
Fan.
Thanks for hollering at us, dude. Go get it. That's a big one. He feels, he sees, he attacks. He slurps. He jumps. Oh. We just got to meet Dylan the MFer. Offered us the place to come stay tonight. He said, I'm from Louisiana. Cajun cooking is what he had me at, so Dylan's probably watching. So he's been watching us since we were back in Nebraska. So, I don't know. We're either gonna have a great time, tell fish stories, and chill with the fan tonight. Maybe we'll get murdered. Who knows? But I think Dylan seems cool. If you guys find this footage, I should probably put his name on there. Dylan is his name, and he lives 5 minutes from the lake. I'm sure the authorities can figure out what lake we're at with their authoritations. It's kind of freeing to catch them without a net sometimes, you know? That's a big one, huh? Kind of like this. I'm just bad at landing them with my left hand. I'm a lot better with my right.
Stranger night.
Stranger night. Let me lay on it to get it numb first. This is going to be a stranger land. Kids watching this that are wondering what that is, stop watching. Don't Google it either. Might take a Austin Felix nap in a second. The ones that are bigger take longer to get in usually. I got fire tips on my channel. That's why everyone comes back. Cool. They keep coming back for them tips.
Just the.
Fish that are bigger take longer to get in on light line.
Hopefully I'm doing this in 5 footers at the Open on Ontario. I'm just like dicking around. That's kind of a really big one, isn't it?
Not bad.
Cole's PB is 3.5 pounds. Hey, open your mouth. Slow-mo. That's fun. I don't care who you are on 8-pound test and these little design a little jig head. You got a little 2.7 says, it's a baby guy. Like this. That's for Zark right there. That's probably one of, what is it? OG Spush's babies. Maybe.
Healthy. Too.
Solid Juan Ida.
Healthy.
Healthy. I don't got a clip on this yet. Don't kill me, guys. Yeah. 746. Nice one. Sweet on the baby bait. Thickness. There's bigger ones out here though. And we're gonna find one eventually. That was a cool release, Cole. Dude, every time I f with one of these stupid things, wrecks my shit. Breaks my hook, breaks me off, breaks my spirit. Not today. All's good, nothing was broken in the process, Cole. We're good. Everything's good. Yeah, these fish are pretty smart here. Look at that mud line. God dang it, dude. That better not freaking move in here and screw us. Get in here. Well, Cole tells me we got to wrap it up. And he's probably right. If you guys are struggling to catch fish right now in the winter, don't go where everyone else is up there trying to do stuff on the bank in the grass. Get out and learn your electronics. Freaking get out and find schools of bait and individual fish. And I know people have it in their heads that there's a, oh no, I'm out of super glue. There's a live scope bite or something, which means that this is how you catch fish with live scope and there's no other way. No, that's couldn't be more far from the truth. There's always, almost every time imaginable, unless you're flipping 1.5 foot of grass, even then you can find bait fish in the grass. You can see movement in the grass. Like there's never a time that you can't catch them using forward facing sonar or sonar in general. And in the winter when they're out here wide open is the time when you can get really, really good at it and dial in your casts, your graphs, everything to help you out the rest of the year. But like I said, more to be seen here. I'm gonna start throwing some bigger baits as the water warms up, the sun gets a little bit higher, and we're starting to get around some good ones. Stay tuned for the next video to see if we can get redemption for Zark's fish and to see if we get murdered by the MFer we just met. Kind of joking, mostly. Or maybe we will, who knows.